Greetings to all. This is Ms. V. Menaka Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of English at PPG College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. Today, I am going to take you through a very interesting and thought-provoking short story titled The Boy Who Broke the Bank by Ruskin. This story may seem simple at first, but it carries a powerful message about how a small misunderstanding can grow into a major problem. As we go through the story, I would like you all to listen carefully and think about how easily information can change when it passes from one person to another. So now let us begin the story. The amplification mechanism is represented in this picture. Mrs. Bhushan hears Nathu's complaint. Instead of understanding it as a delay in payment, she assumes that if the bank cannot pay a sweeper, it must be in serious financial trouble. This is the very first step where the truth begins to change. From here, the story naturally moves forward as this idea starts spreading to others. You can clearly see it in a picture. As the information spreads in common meeting places, people begin to discuss it. Each person adds their own imagination and fear. The original statement slowly changes. What started as "the sweeper has not been paid" now begins to sound more serious. This leads directly to the next stage where the rumor becomes stronger and more alarming. You can see the vector of speed. At this point, the rumor grows rapidly. It changes step by step from unpaid wages to the idea that the bank is not paying employees, and finally to the belief that the bank is about to go bankrupt. As the story progresses, different people react differently, especially those who have money in the bank. Their fear prepares us for the next important moment. So this slide, the barber's chair. Now the story reaches a turning point. A man sitting in a barber shop hears the rumor and becomes extremely anxious. Without thinking calmly, he leaves his haircut unfinished and rushes out to save his money. This shows how fear begins to control people's actions. This fear continues to grow in the next stage due to lack of clear information. In this slide, verification failure and confirmation bias, an elderly man tries to contact the bank owner to confirm the truth, but he fails to reach him. Instead of assuming a simple reason like a communication problem, he believes something is wrong. This strengthens the rumor further. Because there is no proper information, people begin to imagine the worst, which leads directly to widespread panic. But in reality, Seth Govindram is holidaying in Kashmir and he is unreachable. But the interpretation here is Seth Govindram has fled the town to escape the crash. Now the infection spreads. The entire town is affected by the rumor. People rush to the bank to withdraw their money. This situation is known as a bank run. The fear that started from a small misunderstanding is now creating a real pressure on the bank. This panic continues to grow in the next stage, the escalation of narratives. At this stage, the rumor becomes even stronger and more dramatic. People no longer question whether it is true. Instead, they fully believe it. The story shows how quickly false information can become accepted as truth. This belief leads to the most important outcome in the next slide. The rumor creates a reality. Here we see the central idea of the story. Because people believe the bank is going to fail, they rush to withdraw their money. This action actually causes the bank to collapse. So the rumor does not spread, it creates the real problem. This situation then becomes more intense in the following stage. The panic barometer, mob mentality. The fear now turns into anger and chaos. People gather in crowds and start damaging the bank building. This shows mob mentality, where individuals stop thinking logically and act emotionally as a part of a group. The destruction marks the peak of the crisis. After this, the story begins to settle. The morning after returned to mundanity. The next morning, everything appears calm again. Life seems to return to normal. Interestingly, Nathu, the sweeper boy, is completely unaware of what has happened. He sees the damaged bank but does not understand its significance. This prepares us for the final twist in the story. So, the final twist, dramatic irony. In the final moment, Nathu asks how the bank collapsed. This is ironic because his small complaint started the entire chain of events. However, he does not realize it. This is called dramatic irony, where the audience understands something that the characters doesn't. So the story concludes by showing how a small complaint turned into a rumor. The rumor created fear, and fear caused panic. Panic leads to destruction. The main message is that we must always verify information and think carefully before believing or spreading anything. Through this presentation on The Boy Who Broke the Bank by Ruskin Bond, we have understood how a small misunderstanding can grow into a serious situation when it is spread without verification. I hope this session has helped you not only understand the story clearly but also realize the importance of thinking critically and avoiding rumors in our daily lives. Once again, thank you all. Thank you for your attention and cooperation. Thank you.